I'm Elliott-Carter.
And I'm Mick Thomas.
And this is the INTELLECTRO CONTROVERSE
podcast. I said this in a previous podcast, but I honestly believe that every drug should be decriminalized. Every single one. And putting the resources of putting people in prison, switching that and putting it into education and rehabilitation. And Portugal did it, and since they've done it, over 50% of drug use has dropped.
You know what? I think also this would be a genius idea. Just ride with me for a second.
Okay, let's listen.
Look at every country. If you want a country and specializing with a low crime rate and you're trying to get your crime rate done, why don't we go and get advice from that country that has low crime rate? And say, for instance, we want to deal with a low pollution rate. And this country over here on this side has a low pollution rate. Let's go converse with them and see how they got it that way. If we need to start conversing and sharing with each other.
But they've tried though. Yeah. You know, Bernie Sanders, a lot of his opinions are coming from a lot of European countries. And
Bernie Sanders is crazy because he's talking with sense. You know what they say? When you talk with sense, you're crazy.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
He's a madman. It's too reasonable for a sane man to think like that.
Well, I'll tell you why they don't. Because we're supposed to know everything. We're the best country in the world, and we know everything. We're scared to learn something new, and that's the problem.
What we know is war.
Of course.
That's what we know.
It's money and war.
A bunch of bullies, yeah.
Exactly.
It's money and war.
Most countries, when they tell you, if you ever get invaded by a country, who do you think it is? All the countries, I think it's like 97% say America. There's a reason why.
That's true, because we're some bullies.
Yeah. It's money in war. And you ever notice that when you get into war and you get to realizing where we're getting the supplies from, it's always the good old buddy system. It's always like, this is the president's Secretary of State, Donald Rumsfeld, whose company is KBR, Killer Brown and Roy, who happens to be everywhere in Iraq.
Or Halliburton.
Do you know
that cleans up war?
Do you know that in Iraq, the person mopping the floor is getting $80,000 at the least? That's the least amount. That's the minimum amount. He's getting $80,000, and most of those workers that do laundry and stuff is making 120 grand. They're not even leaving the fob. You as a soldier, you barely come back with 30 grand.
Yeah. And even,
that's insane.
And even AFIs, like my buddies who worked.
So you're risking your life.
Yeah, my buddies who worked at Burger King in Iraq were making $60,000. Yeah.
The average soldier barely comes back. I didn't say come back with 30, because you got to realize while you're in Iraq, your bills don't stop. If you got a family, your wifey or whoever may be your significant other is living off of that.
Do they have a CDC?
You got kids?
No, because there's no kids.
Okay.
No, but in everywhere else though, yeah, like in Germany.
Okay.
But they make, I think, probably the same. Oh. Yeah. It's as soon as you get to a combat zone. But he's right. Like all the people, like even the people who are taking the truck drivers, they're going over there to Kuwait afterwards on jet skis and
people
Hummers.
do not leave the FOB. Yeah. The FOB is the forward operating base. Yeah. They do not leave base. Yeah. These people stay in the safe zone.
You made a pretty good point that who's really disrespecting America?
Exactly.
Because of that. Is it Colin Kaepernick?
I'll give you a better one than that. Do you know when the government shut down, I was deployed in the middle of Iraq?
Oh, so when they're doing
didn't get paid. I couldn't just say, you know what, I didn't get paid.
See, I didn't even know this
so I'm just going to stop working today. Wow. No, I still had to go on patrol and go on missions and stuff. Now, they paid us. But guess what? The sad thing is Congress got paid. Congress got paid. We were soldiers, boots on ground in Iraq. Middle of Iraq, we did not get paid.
Wow.
So this is what I'm getting to.
We didn't get paid.
I think this is all modern day slavery. Honestly, from the businessmen.
It makes perfect sense why you would say that. That's wow.
That's powerful. That speaks volume right there. And you're mad at this man for kneeling on the ground. Another thing is you got Congress up there. A lot of these things are so logical, and I don't understand, and it gets me to rant, and I think I get upset about it because it's so simple and it makes sense that I don't understand how people don't see it. How can you have some power? Okay, let me calm down.
This might be the best part of the show right now.
If you get absolute, what's the saying? How's it go? If your absolute power corrupts absolutely, correct? That's how it goes. So in Congress, once you're elected to Congress, you don't have a term. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So how the fuck is we supposed to change if we keep the same motherfuckers in there?
Yep.
who has absolute power.
Oh, yeah.
And we're expecting change.
During election season, I was looking at
How
all the
are we
people
gonna
in there.
change?
All the people in there during election season, I saw like 60 to like 90 years old still up in there. I was like,
Yep.
what?
Yep.
Go home and retire and die.
The world is changing.
Yeah.
But these people are not changing. Even Einstein said that the greatest travesty is not, it would be somebody who couldn't. I don't know exactly verbatim what he said, but it's kind of like he was saying basically, if you can't adapt and change, that's the worst.
Well,
A person that can adapt and change, even Einstein said that back then, if you don't have the ability to adapt and change, you will not progress. Einstein said that, so he's the smartest man, and we can't take that from him.
Well, that's why FDR, I thought to me, was very revolutionary on the fact he was like, because he kept getting elected, and he's like, nah, I can't have this much power this entire time.
Very smart dude.
And I, like you said, I wish they did that to Congress. I think we would actually agree if they're like,
yeah, we gotta have
this is how
limits.
many years you get. You get 8 years, just like the president. You
Yeah.
get 8 years.
Why don't they do it like that? That doesn't make
Oh,
any
no, it
sense.
makes sense.
Because
Business.
they have to vote it in.
Yeah. They have to vote it in.
when
and
they
it's-
do leave, they still get paid forever. They their money never stop coming.
And it's not like, and the funny part is, I mean, they're making a lot of money, as in, I'm saying their job, but what they're really making money is all the business,
All the
deals that
little
they're doing.
side stuff.
Yeah.